thing at a church called St. Luke's Church on Old Shoreham Road. We do that on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. We also have, we're in the Hollingdean Community Centre on a Thursday, and one church, a big building on Grand Parade, we do that one on Friday. So we're pretty independent, but we're actually part of a national network. So there are junk food projects all over the country. The first one was started in Leeds by a chap called Adam Smith, and he used to be a chef, and he was so shocked by all the food that got thrown away. He had this idea of taking surplus food and then feeding it to the community. And a chap in Brighton called Adam Buckingham saw a video of Adam Smith and thought, oh, we could do that in Brighton. And he set up the first junk food project in Brighton about 5 years ago now. And from that one cafe, we've grown into all the activities really that I was just telling you about. And the other big thing about the project is that we don't sell the food, we don't charge money. Basically, it's purely on a donation basis. So we call it pay as you feel, which means that if you've got money, then you pay for the food. Some people who've got are happy to pay for other people to eat. And if you haven't got any money, then you can do something else and just help us by volunteering. So it's a different form of payment, but it's all important to keep the wheels of the project turning.
Yeah, brilliant, Paul. Thank you for that. And I think, and I've spoken to Sarah and other people a lot about this, but I think that the Real Junk Food Project and the Table Tennis Club are the two projects locally that I'm aware of where you do have there's just sort of no parameters on who can come in. So you get all kinds of people having food together, don't you? You get people that, so it's not a soup kitchen and it's not a restaurant where you have to have a minimum amount of money. So just get everyone in there mixing up.
Yeah, but people are quite surprised to hear that, because quite often they say, oh, can I come? I'm not homeless. And they say, yeah, of course, it is open to everybody. And that's the joy of it, because we just see it as anybody who eats this food, basically, we like to say you're being a food hero. You're taking food that was going to be thrown away, and it's ending up where it should be, which is for people to eat it.
And do you think there's more? You could get hold of more food and serve more meals if you had places to do that.
Yeah, we like to think so. I mean, our Adam used to say, in an ideal world, we'd reduce food. There'd be no food waste, and we'd put ourselves out of business. But the reality is that really, there's always going to be inefficiencies in the system. There's always going to be food that gets wasted, and really, our job is to get that to people to eat. And I think you're right, Tim. We could do this in more places. Yeah. With us, it's always a balance. More food to open more places. If we have more places, then we need more food, and it's a circle that we can continue to go around. Yeah.
Do you know, sort of comparatively to the other cities, how many other cities in the country have got a Real Junk Food Project?
I mean, the big cities are Leeds, where it all started, Manchester, Sheffield. So the big northern cities, Birmingham as well. Strangely enough, there are not that many around our way. We do it. I think there's somebody in Twickenham, somebody in North London.
Do you think the Brighton Real Junk Food Project is feeding more people, or as many people as those ones in Leeds?
Yeah, I think so. I think we are definitely considered to be one of the more active and more successful ones. We reckon we serve about 500 meals a week. And even now in these rather difficult times, I think we reckon to serve 250 people last week, and that's with obviously people not able to go out as much, but we were cooking the meals and then shipping them around and delivering to people in their homes or to other community groups.
Can I get on that list of delivery?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Can you just tell everyone about the Gardner Street? That's really exciting. The Gardner Street project, and also the crowdfunder that unbelievable, really.
Yeah, well, I don't know anybody knows or of a shop called Infinity in Brighton, Infinity Foods, who are on North Road. Yeah. Well, they're fantastic, and they had this cafe on Gardner Street, which they called the Infinity Cafe, but they decided to close it last August, I think it was. They couldn't make it pay, and they thought, well, what can we do with this building? And they came to us and said, would you like to take on this building? And we said, yeah, that's brilliant. But obviously it needed a bit of work doing on it. So we didn't really have the money in the bank to do that. So, oh, hello, somebody painting the walls.
Sorry, Gary's birthday today. Hello, Gary. Sorry, I didn't realise that was going to change everyone's screen.
Yeah.
So how long have you?
Yeah. So basically, we then, in fact, just before Christmas, early December, really again went out to the community of Brighton and said, look, we want to take over this cafe. We need a little bit of money to make it all work. Can you help us? And we were absolutely blown away by the amount of support we got. And yeah, we raised over £25,000. And since beginning of the year, we've been busy spending that on doing what Gary's doing there, painting the walls, making the place clean, sorting out the kitchen. And in fact, although because of the current situation, we won't be able to open it as a cafe, but we will try and start cooking there from next week, and we'll be doing more meals again to serve to community groups and people who are isolated. So yeah, it's all about to happen.
Well, that would be sensational for Brighton if there was a real junk food project. We're all used to it for sort of an hour and a half on a Wednesday lunchtime next to the table tennis club, but if there was something in the lanes full time, I think you'd be absolutely packed all the time down there.
Yeah. Well, it was always a dream to have somewhere we could call our own, because it's nice being at St John's, one day a week, and these other places, but we have to bring everything in on the day, serve, and then take it all away again. Whereas at Gardner Street, it will be ours, and we'll be able to store things. And we do hope, one day we'll be able to do that at St John's 5 days a week. We're obviously working hard with Tim to see if we can organise a cafe, every day of the week there, and that's a big project that we're working on at the moment.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Paul. Does anyone have any questions?
I think there's some good questions there. Charlie's asked a good one.
Oh, go on, Teresa. Do you want to read them out then? Teresa?
Yeah, of course. So
I can't see Charlie, but it's just see Gary.
What's been your proudest moment so far in the project, Paul?
Oh wow. I think the proudest of moments are every week. I mean, if any of you have ever done any cooking, if you cook something nice and other people enjoy it, and they come up to you and afterwards and say, I really enjoyed what you cooked for me, that really does make you feel proud. And so it's kind of it's a continuous thing. It's not one single moment. It's just like every day and every experience of every cafe.
Brilliant. And I think Pippa's got one there about the new project you're setting up down in the lanes. Will it work the same way, or will you set prices? She's asking.
Yes, it's going to work the same way. It'll be a donation. We are debating that because people keep saying to us, you're crazy and you'll never make it work, and they might be right. But I think we might maybe have a suggested donation. But at the same, if somebody comes in and they haven't got any money and they do want to have something to eat, we will feed them. Fantastic.
I think they were the key ones. I think the other ones have been answered, but people have asked.
Is my microphone working, Teresa? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
All right. Sorry. Anna Brooks, are you still in need of volunteers? Are you needing volunteers now, Paul?
Well, strange enough, because so many people have, lost their jobs or their jobs are on hold at the moment. We've actually had, hundreds of people contacting us to want to volunteer. So the answer is we normally would say yes to that, but right now there's probably more volunteers than the work we've got for them to do.
They can cook for me. They can drop food off to me.
You keep saying that. Yeah.
Paul, what I was going to say is we get fair share on a Tuesday, and know that my brother Phil works for the Gleaning Network, and they do sort of, they go and pick Pippa, that was sent to me, not everyone. Pippa's just sent me a message saying that you could have pretended Tim's mic wasn't working. Very funny. And he said that they're going to do like an industrial delivery of lots of vegetables tomorrow from Waste Not.
Oh, really?
And anyway, they're going to be delivering to sort of 6 or 7 locations across the city, including, I think, your Bevendine hub. And what he said was that we could potentially have a delivery to the table tennis club. And from the car park, I've been trying to get hold of the food partnership today to see if they would, want us to do this. But we could be distributing fair share and other stuff from our car park without people having to come into the building. So maybe that's not a conversation for now, but maybe if the Junk Food Project had food or people, and we could do that at this time because, I think.
Yeah, I think that it sounds really interesting. I know that the food partnership are busy organising additional hubs, again to supplement the food banks, and they're trying to. There's a system set up where people can ring the council line and then get referred to one of these hubs. So there's a lot of work going on to try and get food to people at the moment.
Yeah. So what is the Real Junk Food Project delivering cooked meals, or are you delivering food as well?
Well, we're doing both. So because of we can't have people going into the hub doing the normal shop and browsing. So what we're doing is we're pre-packaging the food into parcels. So essentially people go and pick up a parcel. But in the 2 cafe locations at the moment we've still got going at St Luke's and Hollingdean, they are cooking hot meals lunchtimes, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Some of those are people who walk in, collect a meal and go away. But others are picking them up and then delivering to homes. But they're mostly other community groups or people that, where we've identified, people isolated at home who need food. So we are delivering hot food to people's homes as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the church at St Luke's is a Church of England, and they haven't closed the kitchen, but the church that's in St John the Baptist, they have. Is that right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, the St John the Baptist made a decision that they were going to close the halls for everything. The diocese, the St Luke's is obviously closed as a church building, but they agreed to let us continue to use the kitchens, and we've organised a system where people can walk up to the door and get food. So yeah, we've managed to keep that going there.
I wonder if that's something that could be negotiated, if that was something that you could make use of at St John the Baptist.
It would be good if we could persuade them that there's a way of doing this which doesn't open up the building and open them up to difficulties. I think that'd be really good. We've established that not just you, Tim, but a lot of people in around tennis club could do with the food, and so it'd be great if we were able to help. Yeah.
Lucy's asked, do you encourage disabled people to eat healthily?
Couldn't hear that, Tim.
Lucy's asked, do you also encourage disabled people to eat healthily?
Absolutely. When we say it's everybody, we mean everybody. And the nice thing about St John's is that I think it's quite good access. Actually, same at St Luke's. I think one church is a bit awkward for people to get into, but the other buildings, yeah, absolutely.
What do you do with unhealthy food that you get hold of? Because most of it's like fruit salads, and it's quite nutritious.
I can't say we use every single thing. So I mean, one of the downsides of what we do is we'll use as a bit of a dumping ground for some of the supermarkets. So to save them taking it to the tip, they'll just give it to us. So they might give, some fairly rank food, in packages, and it really is inedible. But we, that's
what you serve to me, isn't it? That's what I get fed.
You'll eat anything, as we all know. Yeah.
What's the most amazing thing you've seen come in as in a quantity, or just like you've just been most gobsmacked?
Well, sometimes it just a whole pallet, a great batch of avocados. You just think, and they're all beautiful, and you think, why on earth were they thrown away? It's crazy. It's quite surprising. Yeah. We occasionally get chocolate eggs. We had a load of Easter eggs but they were left over. We got them around about Christmas, so they were sort of Easter had gone and they couldn't be sold, and we got this, but they were still perfectly good.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Paul. Has anyone else got a question?
There are a couple popped up on the thing, but I wasn't quick enough to answer them.
I'll unmute Fran and I'll unmute Pippa. Go on, Fran.
How many years have you worked there, Paul?
In the project as a whole, I've been doing it for about 4 years. We came to Kemp Town at beginning of last year, I think it was. So just over a year ago, we've been with you guys at Table Tennis Club.
But it's not that old, is it, in Brighton?
No, it's 5 years. I was one of the early ones, but yeah, 5 years overall. I've been doing it for about 4.
Yeah, brilliant. And Pippa?
Yeah, I was curious to know, which of the supermarkets do you think really get what it is that you're trying to achieve, and which ones are more likely just to offload what they don't sell?
Ooh, that's a tricky one, isn't it? Well, I remember in the very early days, we got a call from Waitrose to give us some food, and our Adam went round there and they gave him 1 packet of peanuts. So we thought that was taking the mick. Well, what can I say? I mean, I think people like Lidl and the Co-op are very good. Morrison's are a little bit awkward. I hope you're not recording this. We could get into trouble.
No.
Yeah.
It would be good to without it's the opposite of shaming the ones who don't actually support, but to actually make special mention for the ones that really do, I think would be a really good thing.
I think that's a good idea. When we first started, I think we were just collecting from Lidl in Kemp Town, and we wanted to do a bit of filming, and they didn't, in a way, want to be seen. You know, that they sort of thought it was bad publicity to show them sort of giving food away. But I think now all the supermarkets, there's so much pressure on them not to waste that actually they're all kind of vying to give more and do more, and they've all got little projects in their own. They're all doing it slightly differently, but I think the message has gone out now that food waste is a
unacceptable
bad idea. It's unacceptable. Exactly. Yeah.
It's criminal.
Yeah. If you haven't been to Bevendine, behind Bevendine Primary School, please all go and have a look at the Real Junk Food Project. Is that called? What's that called? The Hub.
We call it the Hub, the Bevendine Hub. Yeah, it's up on Leybourne Parade. It's a long way out, right at the back of the estate. But yeah,
it's a lifeline to a lot of people, I think. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Paul. Dee says that she hopes Gardner Street is a huge success.
Thank you.
I'm 100% sure that it will be. I'm going to share. Is it too late to put any more on that crowdfunder, Paul? Is that crowdfunder closed now?
That's closed. Yeah. But
I just share that with people just to show them the sort of level of support that you have, because there's like hundreds and hundreds of comments of people and loads of small donations, and it's just amazing, really, the level of support you've got.
The comments were really fabulous, and there were some people who really did show, just what it means to them. I mean, sometimes we take it for granted what we're doing, and then every now and then somebody really says just what a difference it makes to their lives. So it's really worth reading those comments.
Yeah. Well, we love having you next door to the Table Tennis Club.
Can't wait to get back.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've probably told most people on here this a number of times, but if we all play our cards right, then there's going to be a huge refurbishment of that parish hall, and the Junk Food Project will be in there 5 days a week, 9 to 5. So none of us will ever have to walk to Artisan again. I know that's a long way from the club, but yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. We're looking forward to that.
Paul, would you just stay with us just for one more thing? I'm just going to full screen it and put it on Gary. Gary.
What?
It's your birthday. Why are you working?
You told me to.
Have a day off. Only joking. Right, where's Harry? Fairchild?
Yeah, I'm here, pal.
Right, Harry, you're going to introduce it, then I'm going to unmute everyone, and we're all going to sing to Gary. All right, mate?
That's fine, mate.
Go on. Harry, you introduce what we're doing and why we're singing it.
Hi, guys. How you doing today? Good. Good.
Good.
So we got a very special thing today for this man named Gary. Gary Brighton is 25 years old.
Hello?
25.
25? Good, Gary.
So we need to sing a happy birthday song to Gary Brighton, the legend and the Don.
The legend and the Don. All right. You start, Harry, and I'll unmute everyone halfway through.
Okay, on three we sing a happy birthday song to the Gary.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday
to
you. Happy birthday, dear Gary. Happy birthday
To you. Lovely.
Can we do the daily check-in as well while we're on here?
Gary,
That's very weird.
what have you got to say about that? What's that? Oh, we lost you.
It's freezing.
How are you doing? You all right?
Cutting out.
You had a good birthday so far?
Wait.
Oh, he's gone. Right. Serena, tell him to stop working. Very funny. I think he's gone. Right, Paul, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure, Tim.
And yeah, we look forward to having you Wednesdays. Let's just unmute everyone for a round of applause for Paul.
Thanks. Love to meet you all. Thank you. Right.
See you.
See you soon. All right.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
That they've made for Betty. I think she's going to have a few cards on Friday and afterwards. So let's come back to that Happy Birthday with Betty video. We'll talk about that. We'll think about how we could do something for her. I know it's Wednesday tomorrow, but I've emailed Caroline, who works at Patching Lodge, to say could she show Betty a YouTube video on Friday? So let's see if she can first, and then we can work out something there. And then all that leaves is live painting session with Serena. Spando Ballet is Nick's suggestion for tonight's sing-along. But there's also Brandon, isn't there? There's something from Brandon.
There is. And Pedro, don't forget bat and ball skills. We've not done. Pedro's going to do those.
Sorry. All right, then. So let's do bat and ball skills. And then Brandon wants to put a call out or something. And then we'll come to Serena.
And we've got Dee's dance, or we're going to save Dee. So we're happy to save it for another day if we want to.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it after Brandon, before the painting.